How to transform to healthy natural hair. If you are a Black person, your hair is very different from most of the population. While you might have women with other types of hair might have to wash their hair to take oil out, Black hair needs to be washed to put moisture back in. Because our hair is so tightly curled and so kind of kinky, and sticks up into the air, oil is not able to come down from our scalp down to the ends of our hair, like people who have hair that fall and actually adhere to gravity. So that basically means that the moisture that we get is very minimal. So we need to put that oil back in our hair. And it also means that because our hair doesn't get oil down to its ends and only stays at the roots, we need to make sure we protect that hair because it is very fine. So the first thing you need to do is assess your hair. Is your hair damaged? And damage for curly hair means that it's become straight. Have you relaxed your hair too much? Did you get too many perms? You need to make sure that your hair is healthy in terms of damage. And damage can be you have curly hair starting from your roots, and then when it gets near to the ends, it starts to straighten out. And you might have to do what we call the big chop, which is when you just cut off all that damage or grow out your hair so that the damage does not continue to stay in your hair. So the second thing you need to do when assessing your hair is to identify your hair type. There are 4 types of hair, and there are kind of A, B, C subcategories in that hair. So for me, I am a 4B, sometimes 4C, and as you can see in the picture on the left, you have kind of 3A, 3B, 3Cs. Their hair needs less moisture because it falls better, and oil is able to go from their scalp to the ends of their hair. While 4 and 4, especially 4Cs, like myself, their hair sticks straight up and is very curly and does not fall in the same way straight hair does, so it is going to need more moisture. So, products. This is how you get the moisture back in your hair. You want to look for hair oils, hair lotions and creams, and hair jellies. My favorite is Cantu. I like the brand Cantu. I also like the brand Blue Magic. But basically, you kind of want to make sure you putting that oil back in your hair because if it gets wet or if it's just a dry season, especially in the winter, you need to make sure your hair is still healthy and moisturized. So my favorite oils are olive oil and shea butter and coconut oil, but there's a lot of different oils that you can use. Some of the things that you need to stay away from, however, in your when you're looking for products for your hair is sulfates. Sulfates are created to strip oils, so it's kind of counterproductive to the whole replacing the oil system. You also have parabens. Parabens are synthetic and it's going to rub away at your natural hair. And you need to also stay away from any other types of oil stripping products. That includes most mainstream brand shampoos. Most mainstream brand shampoos are geared towards not Black people and anyone else whose hair isn't as curly and as kinky and has more of a problem of trying to get rid of oil when washing. So those shampoos have sulfates in it to get rid of the excess oil that other people have in their hair. But we don't have that excess oil, so we need to stay away from that. We need to be very careful. So we need to stay away from those types of things. We also need to pay attention that even Black-owned brands will kind of try and skirt the line and put sulfates into their products. So you really need to look for sulfate-free, paraben-free, kind of like synthetic oil strippers-free products. So then the next part is wash day. Wash day is very important. And it's very important to starting off your week with healthy natural hair and to regularly having healthy natural hair. So there are 3 key steps to keeping your hair healthy. The first is washing and washing your hair in a specific way. The second is the lock method of moisturizing your hair. And the third is the protection and styling method of moisturizing your hair. You just want to make sure that when you are going into all of this, your products that you've chosen not only give you a lot of oil, but also work for your hair type. So 3s might need a lighter type of oil system, while 4s probably need heavier and thicker and richer oils. So then wash procedure. As you can see by the little cartoons on the side, wash day for Black women is a day. You do not want to really plan anything in your evening if you're planning to wash your hair. It takes a really long time and, well, not a really long time, but it takes quite a bit, and it's not something that can be done very quickly and easily. So you basically never want to wash your hair every day. I know a lot of white women and a lot of my white friends have to wash their hair every day or every other day because the oil builds up and it makes their hair greasy and slick. I don't have that problem. We don't have that problem. We need to wash. If we wash our hair that frequently, it'll break off because it is fine. So you need to make sure that you're never washing your hair more than once a week. You're never washing your hair, or some girls can go even 2 weeks. And if you are going to do that kind of 2 week thing, what I like to do, because I don't like to wash my hair every week, it makes my hair very brittle. I like to replace, instead of washing my hair with shampoo, I'll wash it with conditioner, which is called co-washing. So I will have a week where I co-wash, and then the next week will I real wash. And that maintains the moisture in your hair and allows you to get rid of that excess product that you've put in your hair and keep it nice and clean, while also not breaking it down because it's stripping some of that dirt away. And then the biggest thing about washing is never, ever, ever, ever skip conditioner. Even if you're doing the full wash where you wash your hair with shampoo, you never, ever want to skip conditioner. You're going to do conditioner in the shower, and you're also going to do leave-in conditioner after you leave the shower. So then after you get out of the shower, your post-wash moisturizing system is called the lock method, which is leave-in conditioner, oil, and cream. And basically what that means is this is the order in which you need to apply moisturizing products in your hair. You should at the very least, have these 3 types of products for your hair. I like to also add the Blue Magic kind of grease oily jelly, because it kind of gives my hair like this tight curl bounce, but that's for styling and just my personal preference. This is mostly about moisture. So with the lock method, the first thing is leave-in conditioner. After you've washed your hair and conditioned it in the shower, you get out of the shower, you dry it off with a t-shirt rather than a towel because it's less harsh, and then you put in your leave-in conditioner. And this is when you want to detangle your hair, because it is very coily, it's very kinky, it's going to get tangled. So you need to make sure you're pulling your fingers through to finger detangle, and also if you were that type of person with 4C hair, you might also need to comb through it because it might be really, really tangled. And once you have that leave-in conditioner in and it's soaking in your hair and you're done detangling, that's when you want to add your oil. And your oil, like I said, could be shea butter, your oil could be coconut oil, your oil could be jojoba oil. I know a lot of girls like a lot of different types of oils, but that is really what's going to seep into your hair and really give it its love and moisture that it needs. And then you want to add a cream, and it can be a cream of any kind. I prefer the Cantu hair lotion, which is a cream that locks in the moisture. So you put in your leave-in conditioner, you put in your oil, and this last cream is really what is going to lock in the moisture and retain that moisture in your hair so that it's not just sopping everywhere. I mean, it's going to sop everywhere anyway. I've ruined many a pillowcase with hair oil. However, this is what keeps my roommate from yelling at me when I lean against the couches and there's oil all over it. Usually the cream kind of combats that. So after you're done moisturizing your hair, you need to protect it, because like I've been saying several times, it is very fine and it can get brittle. So rubbing it against things is going to not help your hair. It's going to break it off and kind of rub it away. In a similar fashion that if you wear your hair in a bun too much, it's going to pull on your hair, and the backs of your hair will be short because it's been pulling at that hair. So this is the same. If I go to sleep without any type of protection on my hair on a cotton pillowcase, it will rub at my hair at night as I sleep, and then over time it will break away my hair. So basically what I need to do is make sure I'm always wearing a satin or silk scarf, or sometimes a bonnet. I know a lot of women like bonnets. I don't like them, so I use silk or satin scarf to sleep over your hair. Or you can sleep on a silk or satin pillow. This will protect the edges of your hair and just your hair in general from being rubbed out and breaking off. The next thing you want to do is underneath that, you want to make sure you're putting your hair in a position that is going to be protected as well. If you just wrap the silk scarf loosely, it can mat your hair down against your head, and it'll be crazy annoying to try and fix it the next morning, or it'll pull at your hair as you move around at night as well. So there are several different ways that you can protect the edges of your hair and just your hair in general. One is braiding it, because braiding your hair kind of makes it lie flat, makes it so that whatever's being rubbed off is not going to break off your head. And it also keeps the ends of your hair, which is the oldest parts of your hair, safe, because that's the easiest part to break away. And since the hair is so easily breaking away, it means we have trouble, retaining length. So the second way that you can do it is similar to the braiding. It's the twisting. Twisting kind of just gives your hair, it's faster, it's easier, and it gives your hair kind of like a more coily thing. It's less stretched out once you do that. So if you want kind of a less stretched out version, that would be twisting. But they look similar. You have twisting on the left, pictured, and braiding on the right. So you also have the possibility of doing the pineapple wrap, which I call the Lazy Naturals hair protection, because I do it all the time because I am a bit of a lazy natural. It's basically when you press your hair and you push it up so that all your hair is kind of sticking at the top, and then you wrap the scarf around it, which can sometimes translate to a daytime look, which we're going to talk about next. So one of the greatest things about these sleep styles is that they turn into daytime styles, where your twists the night before turn into twist outs, and your braids the night before turned into braid outs. So that basically means that your hair is being stretched out to its full length, and that once you wake up in the morning, if you take a little bit of oil and put it on your fingers and carefully unravel all of the twists, you can do a lot of things. You can or braids. You can comb out your hair so it's a full fro. You can kind of leave the twists intact so that you have this really pretty coily twist out, coily braid out. It's kind of my favorite thing in the world. And it's super cool because since your hair is so malleable and so gravityless, it takes whatever shape you put it in. So whatever you decided to do the night before and you take it out, that's the shape that it's going to be in. And once your hair is nice and moisturized and beautiful and just healthy, you're going to retain length and you're going to have more and more hair to deal with. And that's basically what my journey has been. Once you kind of have your hair nice and healthy, you can do so much with it. I have several photos of myself, of course, where I just combed out my fro all the way. Sometimes I have bangs. Sometimes I have kind of twists pulled back with my cute little bow headbands. Either way, this is the best way to get your natural hair beautiful and healthy and ready for whatever you want to do with it.